Hello and welcome to my playthrough of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time I said I was going to just go to the ship and you'd meet me there, until I realized that there are things I clicked on, or that I could click on, that I did not, and the fact that I cannot repeat those conversations made me feel guilty. Just, a little bit of weirdness on my part, but still. Effectively, the only conversation that you guys missed was that when looking at the lens, it is made of the same sort of glass that was used by the trader to sort of like stab us and put this warp entity into our heads. That being said, now that we have a bit more to go on,
always keep your eye on the prize,
or at least a bit more to do. Talk to Pilot Raquel to tell her to get ready to go. Your Lordship, the rebellion has been crushed. I have news of you, Lord. She anxiously put his throat. Is Lord Winterskill alive? Is he alright? He is safe and in one piece. I shall see him as a guest on my ship, so ready the shuttle. There's visible relief on the pilot's face. Clicking her heels together, she cheerfully barks out, "Consider it done, your Lordship! Thank you for the good news."
I always have a backup
A
plan.
lord whose people are sincerely happy to see them well. Not bad. Let me turn this down, actually, just a little bit. Permission to report, Lord Captain. Over the past few days, I received several messages from different decks complaining about anomalous behaviors in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no tech litany or ritual of pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech priests can deal with the vessel systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze as if in a trance. A click comes through the Vox channel, followed by a weary sigh. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in the cogitator calculations, or have some other sensible explanation. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed or possessed. Adira joined the channel and chimed in playfully. Oh, don't start, old man. All of these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local legends. A door slams shut, a lumen starts flickering. Folk have grown used to all that, so our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here. The technomads inspected the servitors and concluded they posed no danger. According to the servants of the Omnissiah, such behavior is caused either by the echoes of the minds not completely eliminated, or by manifestations of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's task considerably more difficult, and the High Factotum Janus Danrock would like to discuss how he should deal with the defective property. He is awaiting your audience on the bridge. Okay. Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. Victus pauses as if listening to something. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Rosarian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance. Okay. What's going on, you weirdos? Let's go to the Navis Nobilite. I've heard rumors that they're the companion there, and I could always use a few more friends. Oh, I got the spinning chair. I love the spinning throne chair. The everyday sounds of the bridge are disrupted by voices of various anger. Abelard's voice the loudest of all. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are antics of a high-born brout out on a lock. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. The young man standing before Abelard strives with all her might not to quell under the onslaught of her superior's anger. She falters, but then manages to look me in the eye and say, I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain. Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain. not least because I see you have already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay. Lord Captain, Lady of Real Event requesting permission to speak. Event falls silent, then adds rashly. On a matter of extreme importance and urgency. You may speak, but I want to hear a report, not a shouting match. Having two officers bickering in full view of the bridge is unacceptable. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I thought that drastic times called for drastic measures, Red exclaimed hotly. This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault team will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I am convinced that this step is unwarranted, that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Venti almost trembling with tension as she delivers her speech, her face extremely pale. Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical huff. He glances at Sauerback, standing not too far from him, but she maintains a stony expression. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the action of Seneschal Wissarion, and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we'll have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands. Britt reels off the last words, though she knows them by heart. She's clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she is finished, she casts an anxious glance at Abelard, then at you. Where does Seneschal Wissarion come into this? I shall explain, Abelard intones grimly. I beg you to hurry. Time is running out. I will not hurry, since my competence is under scrutiny. I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There's an established order to the way things are done on the ship, and one of the pillars of that system is the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodore von Valancius will find refuge on her ship. You are far too heavy-handed, Seneschal Wissarion. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishment for entire sectors, it has driven people to the brink. Now there's a strike in the lower decks, in Depot 4 to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection. But when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit to crush the strike with maximum force. There's an insurrection and making aboard my ship and no one has informed me? I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt. 30-some years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order. But even 8 years later, we were still battling rumors that the hero had survived his execution and was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Needless to say, the rumors are baseless. As of the current situation, we have sufficient forces to deal with it. But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. I'm sure that if the rogue trader addresses the malcontents directly, he will quell the unrest. I dread to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I've already given you the means to resolve this problem. You simply need to use them. If I may, your lordship, sending a hit squad to crush your rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. How did this all start? The situation could boil over any minute, so I'll give you a condensed version. It all began when enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who'd been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleaning rites to be performed, and opened investigation. No heretics have been found alive, but the search has brought tensions between enforcers and workers to a head. Abelard, what do you got to say for all this? I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions yourself, I have no objections. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower deck, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see that they are not lying, or harboring heretics. That way you will stop the uprising before it begins. I am certain the Seneschal was acting within his authority, but I will verify the soundness of the decision for myself. Throne preserve you, Lord Captain. I thank you for your support. Abelard grits his teeth like an enterprise bordering on the sophomoric, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you. Lord Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which led to your and the Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot 4 myself and C, to the expedient resolution of the incident. I mean, I would take all of... Oh, he either must, either can. They're 2 more lives. Okay.
Keep your wits about you.
Hey, it's Viserion. Take that, scum. Did they just poison Viserion? Abelard reflexively wipes his sweat from his brow in a startlingly human gesture and a telling one. A rare moment where he allows his age and weariness to show through his armor like veneer of self-assurance. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace them all the local servitors. People dared to disrespect a senior officer. Sure. He's not happy over here. I must admit that the lieutenant is by no means the worst material for an officer. But in the name of terror, the girl is the same age as my oldest great-granddaughter, and she has the gall to tell me how to manage the lower decks and hunt down cultists. It will be another 20 years at least before she can be trusted to act without oversight. Let's keep moving. We need to get to the bottom of this. So, like, it's saying I could touch the valve, but I guess I can't. I probably will touch the valves later then.
Is there money to be made?
Let's keep looking. Given the fact that I could see that they have buffs, I have a feeling this is going to be a fight. Yeah, why not?
Let us not dawdle.
I still do not see our purpose in coming here.
Relax, old man. Going for a stroll on the lower decks every once in a while is good for you. Lets you see.
Yep. The sound of a heated discussion reverberates through the ship's bays. Lieutenant Avril Vent of the ship's enforcers is barring the path of his superior, Master Monsieur Costa Sourback, who has arrived in clad armor. Judging by their expressions and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time already and has now reached a boiling point. Lieutenant Vent, my patience wearing thin. I've given you an order, now get out of my way. I cannot comply with that order, ma'am. Vent looks shaken, but there's fire in her eyes. I could have sworn... Whatever. This is my deck and my sector. As long as there's every remains below Captain's special oversight. Wow! Ah, that's why. What's the situation? Honestly, there are too many, there are way too many characters, and my voice, I am not good at acting. So I'm just gonna read them and go. Regular including leaders. When I control Lieutenant, I've come in to lead an investigative unit, and what do I see? The rabble is on the verge of mutiny. There is nothing to investigate. This calls for immediate. It is outrageous. Sure people would recognize you. I sure you're worthy of officer's rank, Lieutenant Vent. Forgive me, Lord Captain, I would take exception. Let me talk to them. Thank you.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
A dozen pairs of eyes stare at you apprehensively. The people before you are typical inhabitants of lower decks. You take in their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation. From barely discernible to strange to the outright grotesque. I mean, I am kitted out so deeply for charisma or persuasion and coercion and whatnot. A whisper passes through the crowd. The new detective makes you feel astonishment and joy in their reactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd. An elderly woman and 2 men. These must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you. We were attacked on the way here. How do you explain that? Yeah, fair enough. Clans are all inside the bay that's been sealed off. The lower decks are big. Sure, there's some people who've just had just about enough. Getting it from all sides. Soldiers and circle one. Nope. Tell me what's troubling you. Why are you striking? Just the immediate backing down. Striking? We're not striking. No, that's we're not striking. Shut up, Rivet. Ay, ay. Oof. Fair. It's all true. Vent is the only enforcer who stood up for this. It's clear as day who had a mother. It's clear as day who had a mother from lower decks and who grew up amidships with no fellow feeling towards us. The persecution started apropos of nothing, you say. I was told that one of you was found in possession of a cultist amulet, and that there are heretics hiding here. A cultist amulet? What's that? The gewgaw they found on a dead drunkard? If it was something forbidden, we sure didn't know. The enforcer just said we were looking for heretics among us, and anyone obstructing their investigation would be punished. But how could there have been heretics here? We know our people. There have been no new faces around. Containment, or whatever it is. Did I say amulet? Yes, I did. And as for this amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There were no cultists still breathing in our sector, that for sure. But when the fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies. The boots came back in. Nobody's ever tread these decks in boots so fine, I can tell you that. It seems to me these cultists have better commanders than us. What? Oh yeah, those boots were really fine. There's no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor. We're all working. And when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits, large sword transformers, and the servo motor. Same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago, tech priests who came calling. Naive children, weren't you taught from an early age about the danger of the arch enemy's creations? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them? We were told, Holy Sister, but it was long ago. The last time we saw a confessor in our sector was just after it had my 3rd little one. That is regrettable, but you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of Holy Fathers. Who will you blame when beasts crawl out those amulets you stole from the heretics? The Holy Father who is not here, or the scavenger who brought evil down himself and theirs? No. Yeah. So it turns out someone wants guns, and then the other people are like, what the hell are we gonna do with guns? Like, we kill people in bar fights, man. People are gonna die. Talk with those dark two varying leaders. For a second, he opens his mouth, planning to agree, but each time he falls silent. Yeah, we will not give you guns, and we will still have some version of police here, but we will stop beating things up. We will stop turning off the heat and stop hitting everyone. Deal? Deal. The tall worker they call Rivet shrugs and casts out. Man, listen. The Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concessions, and I don't know a single person at Whole Depot before with ever stood next to a road trader. Back down. Now is no time for you to be a stubborn old crone. Listen to us, Nan. The three clans of Depot 4 Act is 1. We've made our minds up. It's your turn to decide. Don't ask them to disband the Enforcer and give us weapons. We don't need any of that. You two are ganging up on me. Is that it? So brave you are against an old woman, but I'll shut up. I will indeed. I don't go against two clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the Enforcers, make your peace. It is decided. The persecution will stop, and I will expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists. They're happy. Abelard is going to be really pissed because, frankly, it's Abelard.
Keep your eye on the
I understand why he's pissed, but Abelard is going to be pissed. And they can't go there. Oh, it didn't even hurt. I just saw the red light and presumed it would. Alright, Abelard, what you got for me? I mean, he did. Remember Lord Captain Theodora. Do you think she ever set one flippant foot in the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and junior officers while she dedicated herself to grand design for the Protectorate, as any two strategists in the rogue trader ought. He's gonna not be a fan of me shit-talking Theodora. Also, she was betrayed by a cultist. The first one's just not accurate. Like, she was betrayed by a jilted fucking master of whispers. Alright, number 2 is harsher than I would want it to be, or at least I don't fully agree with it. It spiraled out of his control, but 3 is just like, fuck you, you dumbass, I don't need to listen to you. No, 2. Abelard's face relaxes slightly. You're right. At least his concerns junior officers making complaints directly to you. And I lost my temper, Lord Captain. And I believe I ought to explain myself. Abelard speaks slowly. The words not coming easily to him. The prosperity of the Von Valancia's protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous day of my life. I did it because I saw the Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true of greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. It was the military. Yeah. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods to distant frontiers, on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then suddenly, everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger in a seismically active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader is killed, and who knows what is happening on the planet. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come at a grievous blow to me. I am not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible. And to do that, I must insulate you from the problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot be deemed excess to requirements. I value what Theodora created, and I trust that the situation is an aberration in this ship's otherwise smooth operation. Since the established procedures are working, I see no reason to change them. I feel like I do fundamentally need to trust Abelard. He is forthright, he seems honest, and like he has been doing this for decades. While there have been issues like the uprising a couple of decades ago, like it's also Warhammer 40k. If there's not an uprising, a mutiny, a chaos incursion, or a betrayal, where are we? A pleasure world? I don't know. Abelard dips his head in a sign of assent. The shadow of incredible strain, which evidently had been wearing on him for some time, finally lifts from his face. I am glad to see you value the foundations laid down by our illustrious predecessor. Why fix what isn't broken? As for me, I shall endeavor not to cause you any further consternation, Lord Captain. And now, please, let us leave lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch your legs, there are far more suitable places. Fair. And we leveled again. I can dig it. All the levels. I don't know if you heard my neck crack in that, but like my entire body cracks. Let's just pause here for a minute so I can level everything up. And welcome back. It took me a little bit of time, but I did work through everything. Wait. How do I get out of here? Back to bridge. I have 100 scrap. There was another thing here, wasn't there? There was... someone waiting at the door for me for someone else's quest. Alright. I might just make it a thing where I pause the game for these load screens because they are decently long. Or I pause the recording for the load screens because they are decently long and, as such, annoying. Yes, yes. Okay. The high factotum Janus Dunrock greets you with a cool smile and the merest hint of a bow. Pleasure to see you, Lord Captain. How may I be of service? Vigdis informed me of a problem with servitors. What happened? You see, your lordship, the ship's servitors have been malfunctioning lately. They violate protocols, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for long periods of time, and move erratically with no meaning or purpose. Janus Dunrock nervously pulled on his luxurious frock as if it were uncomfortably tight. Had it been a routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of these servitors myself, but I deemed it necessary to notify you. I do not wish to hide such irregularities from the Lord Captain. If you wish to observe the servitors' unusual behavior before you decide their fate, this can be arranged. The majority of the defective servitor units have been delivered to one of the storage compartments pending your decision. Sure. I wish to see them before I decide the fate. As you wish, your lordship. Okay, it's just a book. Voidship arrived on the scene. Found servitor in the same position. Taking a few steps closer. They're copying me. Okay. Cortez Marionette controlled by an unseen puppeteer. We observe his mind unfold. Ah, so they woke up. That's just the same thing then. Look, man, I can't. Iconoclast. I guess I'm doing an iconoclast playthrough. Ah. Okay. Yeah. So it turns out when a significant amount of lobotomized people regain their awareness and self conscience or consciousness, and then are stuck as meat machines endlessly, I'm not a fan of that. Why do people do good things in a game that could do bad things? Because doing bad things feels bad, obviously. Alright. Let's actually make our way to the Navis Nobilite station then. Lord Captain, reporting. The heralds of the Navis Nobilite continue to maintain Vox silence, perhaps due to Eurac 5 being off limits to visitors. We intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We were told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of its interplanetary shells. Perhaps the esteemed Navis Nobilite house requires aid, and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmissions. Order the Orca crew to scan the station. Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remained silent for a while, with the static information works. The officers from the Arga crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of our readings. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signs of biological activity are largely present in a central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So the question remains, why are the esteemed navigators heralds ignoring us? Contact the station. I'll negotiate personally. The Vox relays from the cadence sound of grinding gears, clicking tumblers. I am sorry, Lord Captain. The station does not reply even after an official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. Turn back! No one dares give me orders. No, Lord Captain. Of course not. We're docking. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening at the station, so you'll have to look for the esteemed navigators blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path. Yes, let me just do it this way. Oh! That's not great looking. Guard.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Suppose your finances. House Roselio. Let's look at all the warp shenanigans. 12-man steps towards you with a gesture when you approach, blood trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face. And not just his own blood. Two jet black, unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and a third one, the mark of Navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsating behind the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead. Step back, or I will unleash a horror of sea of filth upon you. Emperor, be my witness. Answer in Italian. I am rogue trader. I don't speak Italian. Sorry. This system has been under protection of Witches Field Dynasty for many years. Admittedly, I did not expect to be another rogue trader in my lifetime, let alone of noble blood. And since fate has brought such an important person to my abode, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felix Christoph August, keeper of the station. So, you did not come to offer support to the traders? This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Eurac 5, the holy sanctum for House of Celia, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list. Navigator looks to his guard and winces. The soldiers are quivering as if their tormented flesh is being flayed, yet they keep clutching their weapons. Why would a keeper of the station command vile mutants condemned by the Emperor? The blame lies with Theobald Roselio, the second keeper of Eurac 5. The old man, a great navigator, but he could no longer control his powers. I begged him to retire, but he was too obsessed with our mistress, Lady Cassia. His madness and stubbornness spelled doom for the entire station, for he opened up his third eye in a fit of rage and unleashed the horrors of the warp on those who displeased him. The Theobald I knew would never use such powers and use his power through a reckless matter. It would be difficult to explain to the initiated, but I'm going to try. The warp's been unstable for a while. Chaos Guard tried to tear it down completely. The lunatics took my mistress prisoner and then almost destroyed the station by routing through. Okay. Oh! He's actually the good guy. What kind of help are you talking about? Looking for help to save his mistress. I would never ask you for such a favor in different circumstances than yet. And yet Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I have got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the mistress's chambers, you'll need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Ocelia herself. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I have one part, and the other was lost during the mutiny. But even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered. How do I remake the control rod? Phylactery with the mistress's blood to the lab. Then there's the ritual that tech priests know. The station, how you get power, you station the main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Okay. If it's so simple, why not do it yourself? I never said the feud would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory in the guard room is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of disbelieving Navis Nobilite or incurring the Emperor's wrath. I guess that goes. I'll rescue your mistress, but in return I require that House Ocelia sign a contract with my protectorate. I mean, I am a rogue trader. I have to imagine, like, at some point, you're the price here, you're noble.
Mission runs true.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay.
White. Bright, pure color. And it's all riddled with horrible veins that carry the poison of fear and pain throughout its body. Who are you? Why are you crying?
Spirit.
Which is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators. Then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
I'll be damned, someone gave the Veil Between the Worlds a good thrashing not too long ago at that. I think I'll guess on the other side. Okay. Tremendous honor. Promotional transfer guaranteed. Personal guard by the God Emperor. Strapping line, we probably make it for a cycle 3. Brad amended me. What are the point of bringing this turn too much? But he almost did at best. I'll go bonkers like that little shit stain kept stealing out. Oh, low. Oh! Fun. Magenta, you can go here. Ignatius, you can go here. Why not?
Stay vigilant.
That's fine.
My faith strengthens me.
Pistol burst. The next range attack made by the sword will inflict 20% damage and have additional 20% dodge reduction.
I'll do it. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. This is unacceptable.
Ah, dang it! I made a silly mistake.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Strength is a prayer. None can escape the
That works. That really, really works. I'm happy that worked so well.
I'll do it.
Weapon at the ready.
Ah! Okay.
Follow my lead.
They're up to a lot.
The storm. Follow my lead. Onward.
Hang on. All allies in a circle 5-cell radius gain +1 resolve.
But of course.
They're available at 10.
Moving out.
On it. I'll see to it personally. It's as good as done.
Just give it a shot.
Consider this to take another enemy down.
Hey, you actually killed somebody with a gun. This fixes burning, bleeding, toxin, and stunned. And Abelard is. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fine.
I must not falter.
Follow my lead. Stay vigilant. My faith strengthens me.
Good for you.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Indeed.
Oof. That's lovely work.
At your beck and call.
Endure a bit more if you don't mind.
Patience has failed me. Whether the
I mean, you're fine.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I should have done that first.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
You got this. Just blowing through them. Because of course, why not? And turn.
Weapon at the ready.
We really are just plowing through these dang things. I'm not complaining, to be dang sure. That'll kill two of them.
What an unfortunate turn-up. Anything is.
Who, if not me?
I will do my duty.
Charge that dude. Thank you very much. And he's dead. Six to 8, 10% damage. 62.
On it. Follow my lead.
And there are only two of them left.
Follow my lead. At your beck and call.
Guided by faith. I am his will made manifest. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless.
It's fine.
That is not the Emperor's will. I'll do it. Each strike is
There
a
we go.
prayer. Doubt is for the weak.
See?
None can
Nice and
escape
easy.
the Emperor's judgment.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Wow. By minus 15%. Okay. Well, pistol, shotgun, and sword, so. info. Good Major Domo, Tungsten Nature Finds Flower, Lesson 1. Yeah, you guys can read that. Alright, we're coming up in an hour, so give you guys a break from this. I'm glad we were able to do a decent amount. Resolve a couple issues on the ship. Make it to the Navis Nobilite, get through the first room, and now we know where we're going. I have to go save Lady Cassia from what looks like a corrupted navigator. Alright. Hope you guys have had some fun. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, give me advice. And I just hope you're having a great day, and I hope this has made it a bit better. Be well.